From the pit of hell, Satan stood gazing up toward heaven, shaking his head in disgust. His once radiant form is now shadowed by the flames of his new realm. Seeing his distress, God looked down and asked, "Lucifer, is there a problem? Tell me, why are you shaking your head?" Satan, before responding, exhaled a plume of steam from his nose, a visible sign of his anger and frustration. "This isn't fair, this just isn't fair," he demanded, his voice harsh and filled with anguish. Slowly, he turned his back on the heavens, his wings drooping as he continued, "All I wanted from the beginning was to glorify you." Reflecting on his past, Satan continued, "You considered me an angel of light. You created me with unprecedented beauty and bestowed upon me prestigious powers and honor. And now, look at me." He paused. The weight of his disfigured demeanor was evident. Turning back to face God, he raised his head, speaking with a disgruntled tone, almost mumbling, he asked, "Was this the intention for me all alone?" The bitterness in his voice was palpable, a stark contrast to the pride he once held. Satan, trying to justify his unfairness, asks, "What about man?" God pauses momentarily, then with a calm yet inquisitive tone he asks, "Where is man in all this?" Satan's response was laced with sarcasm and resentment. "Yeah, your precious creation. Let us make man in our own image." That turned out to be something special. Except it didn't take much for me to steer him in the wrong direction. Oh, how he turned against you and walked in his own ways. Still, you would show him mercy. The frustration in Satan's voice grew as he recounted how easily mankind had fallen, yet continued to receive God's grace. His eyes burned with a mix of envy and anger as he looked up at God. He then asked, "Why didn't you give me mercy?" his voice softer, but still heavy with resentment. God gradually stared down at him, gazing steady and unwavering. He then calmly replied, "You don't know? Hear this, O fallen son of the highest. Even after your banishment, you still don't consider your consequences. Perhaps your pride wouldn't allow you to. Now let's counsel together and rectify your judgment. All this time you have been so busy corrupting the world by influencing mankind's behavior to impersonate yours. You were so set on destroying my one precious creation, it became evident that you disregarded one thing. You forgot to ask." The simplicity of the answer struck Satan, causing a moment of silence. Painfully he lowers his head. Little by little he backed away, retreating into the darker depths of hell. Then the weight of his choices and their consequences pressed heavily upon him. He then murmured under his breath, "Was there mercy for me? Mercy for